We follow FBI agents during 3 different time periods: the past, the present, 2023 and 2025, they go between the two, and the future. Let's talk about Hulu's Class of '09. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the Hulu miniseries Class of '09. This features Brian Tyree Henry and Kate Mara, among some others, as FBI agents. First, as they are in school at Quantico the class of '09, so sort of the late aughts, and then the present day, 2023 and 2025, and then in the future, 2034, as we look at that point with what AI is doing in the criminal justice system and some other things. So before I launch into the specifics of the show, though, let me welcome you to Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and I try to post something new just about every day. So always a lot to check out. Playlists are on the homepage, so if you're just looking for movie content, you've got that. If you're looking for the TV content, that is there as well, and some other playlists as well for my more specialized videos like The Masked Singer and Frasier and stuff. But at any event, please consider subscribing or like this video, comment below. All that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. All right, so Class of '09, this premiered a few months ago. And it's just a mini-series, so one and done on this one. But like I mentioned, it features Brian Tyree Henry and Kate Mara. They are really the leads here. Henry stars as Teo Michaels, who is a former insurance adjuster and is recruited in 2009 at Quantico. He is a special agent in '03 and an FBI executive assistant director in '05, and then FBI director in 2034. So he is the big man on campus as we get into the future timeline. Kate Mara plays Ashley, who is a former nurse, and she is also, of course, a Quantico recruit in '09, and then a special agent in '03 or '23 rather, and '25, specializing in some undercover work. And then a special agent in charge in 2034, and she becomes a trainer as well. So look, as you can tell, there's already a lot going on just within the timelines, and I think we maybe have hit on one of the issues of this show. And look, I'm a fan of This Is Us. I'm used to, oscillating, vacillating, whatever you want to say, timelines, where we're just, jumping back and forth. Now this one does give us like the little chyron at the bottom of the screen that says like present day or whatever. And they've, changed the hairstyles a little bit and made some extra gray hairs and maybe some wrinkles for each of the characters. It's nothing major really. But, I didn't have a hard time necessarily following along with which timeline we were in. It just went back and forth a lot. We never spent like a whole huge chunk in one. It really goes from, okay, now we're present day. Okay, we'll spend 3 minutes there. Now we're going to go back to '09 and, reference, something that then we're going to mention in the future scene. So it's like, it's just a little fast is all. This is a character-driven miniseries, though. A lot of people, I think, probably if they watch a lot of like FBI programming, they're used to sort of the NBC, CBS treatment of FBI, NCIS, Chicago PD, all of these things where things are happening quite fast. There's a lot of action, and yeah, I get it. Those shows are, packing a lot of punch into, 42 minutes or whatever it is. And these episodes are about that long, some a bit longer, but this really has a lot more character development, I think, than most of those shows. And a lot of those shows, we don't get a lot of character development, in a whole season. Maybe there's like one arc or something, or 2 arcs, but here it's a lot of info dump about these different characters and their relationships over the years and how they've changed and all of that stuff. It honestly was a little bit much on that. Like, I understand we're only going to spend so many episodes with these people because it is a mini series, but the interesting stuff to me with this show is sort of that future element with the AI and where we maybe think that's going, and of course that's a tricky line, right? Because you don't want to go too much into like, okay, this is what's going to be in the future, because then if you watch this show 10 years from now, it becomes like a joke, it becomes like the Jetsons or something where, oh, well, none of that, came true or whatever. But I don't know. I do think we are moving towards the AI stuff pretty quickly, in all aspects, but certainly, the criminal justice system, FBI, I think, that's going to play an interesting part as we move forward. Now, is this, something that we haven't already seen in like Black Mirror or something? No, that sort of is the bread and butter of a show like that. So that's why I think the creators and the producers of this wanted to focus more on the specific characters. One of the problems is, other than Brian Tyree Henry's character, who I thought was very interesting, I didn't really think any of the characters other than him were worth spending that much time with, let alone all of these different time periods. Kate Mara's okay. I used to really like her, like when she was on House of Cards, but I don't know. She hasn't given me enough variation in her performances in different shows. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I just haven't seen her in a whole lot of stuff. But she always sort of seems to be playing similar roles and kind of giving the same type of performance. So I really wasn't invested in her character hardly at all. Brian Tyree Henry's I really liked just because, by the end he is the FBI director. So it's interesting to see his sort of rise over the course of the different periods. But this just was executed a bit messily. It's an okay show, but I think it's definitely going to be more of a showcase for the characters than if you want a lot of action or FBI break-ins and let's tackle this story. No, this isn't like story of the week kind of stuff like you would get on CBS, which makes sense. It's a mini series for a streaming service, so of course it's going to be more in that vein. But I'm just not sure it was ever executed the way I would have liked it. And the stuff from '09 when they were up and coming, I think we could have banged that out maybe in the first episode and then focused on the present and the future. First of all, so we're not, delving or diving into the different periods so quickly. We could spend a little more time in each. But in addition to that, it just wasn't that interesting. I get it. We're forming the relationships of these characters. We're forming what we know going forward about the characters. I got it. But I think they could have kind of done that just in that first episode and then focused in the remainder on those other things. So a little bit of a mixed bag for me on this. Another great performance from Brian Tyree Henry, though. Oscar nominated, I think, last year for his role in Causeway. But anyway, you can check this out on Hulu if you'd like. I leave Class of '09 with a C-. A little bit disappointing there for this one. But all right, thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time. Bye.